Hi students, welcome back. Welcome to Unacademy. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC Civil Service Examination with Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Just by one plus subscription, you will be having access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. My dear students, we have got more than 15,000 courses created by more than 100 top educators, and that too at a very reasonable price where you won't get unlimited access to all those things. My dear students, what are you waiting for? Get a subscription. This is a brief about me. I have written two books on ethics, integrity, and aptitude because I got good marks in 2015. Because of that, I started developing interest and I took this as like my major teaching component. Previously, I have taught almost all the subjects. I have taught public administration optionals also, anthropology optional also, except history. I have taught almost all the UPSC topics. You can contact me with the link, and also I'll be providing all the notes through this telegram. Buddha underscore IAS ethics. I asked you to get a subscription. Then you may ask me like, sir, what I will get by the subscription? The question may be wrong. Ask what you won't get. We will be having structured courses. What are these structured courses? These are the courses prepared based on the UPSC syllabus, complete syllabus comprehensively will be covered. Next, based on the previous year questions and also the trend, keeping the trend, like we will guess the questions which may come. Based on these things, putting the current affairs into all these things, these courses are prepared by the top educators in the field. These structured courses will include live test series, and also you'll be having live classes along with the recorded things. All these things will be for unlimited access. One subscription get you to access to all our live and recorded courses to watch from the comfort of your home. Is this possible anywhere? Like unlimited times. One is like in live classes, you can get your doubts clarified. My dear students, don't think like the general institutions where one lecture will be coming, you will be teaching once. After that, if you miss the class, gone. No, not like that. Take a subject, say for example, polity. In that, 300 courses, my dear friends, not one, 300 courses have been completed. There will be dozens of educators in a single subject. Each teacher has his own way of teaching. One one teacher's method you may get like more appropriate. And follow him. This choice, this least price, you won't get anywhere. It is really reasonable. Then you may ask me, sir, how to get a subscription? First and foremost, what you have to do, my dear student? Learning app should be downloaded. We have got many apps, dozens of apps like education, all these things. Download the Learners app. This is the first way of getting the subscription. After downloading, you will get ample of features which are not available to those who don't subscribe, don't download the things. Where you will be having like the trending courses, future courses, past completed courses, the educators who all will be teaching, what all the courses they will be teaching. If you just download, I'm confident that you will be tempted to take the subscription because I'm saying because that is the quality what we have. Next, we have got more than 100 top educators like Roman Saini, Brunal Patel, Sudarshan, Ayush Sangvi, Prakash, Malik, many more. Not only me, many top educators are teaching at Unacademy. Even many retired civil servants like Rakesh Verma sir are teaching at Unacademy. This is possible only at Unacademy. All the best faculties under one roof. These 100 plus educators have created more than 15,000 courses. More than 15,000 courses, not the videos. You take any subject. Take for polity, 300 courses have been completed. History 300, current affairs already 300 courses. Economy 174 courses, still 5 upcoming courses. Can you get this choice anywhere? Choice is one of the most important thing for any human. Choice, variety, quality, quantity, everything will be provided. What are you waiting for? Get a subscription. Be ahead. Get a subscription early. Primarily, we have two kinds of subscriptions, where one is with respect to personal mentoring. Here, these courses are almost equal, but the only extra thing with respect to Iconic is personal mentorship. A personal mentor will be assigned to the student. The mentor will guide him, give him the direction as to what to read, what not to read. As you are aware, UPSC's syllabus is wide. There are many books. Our course itself at our Unacademy, there are more than 50,000 courses. A newcomer like will be shocked at the diversity and will be confused. 15,000 courses, what to read, what not to read, where to start, where to give the importance. Because for him to digest the syllabus, really, I am telling the fact. I have like seen thousands of students. To digest the syllabus, it takes month, more than a month. You have got history, polity, geography, economy, political science. Added to that, all these areas, current affairs, optional. Then you have got civil service aptitude test, where they will be testing comprehension, reasoning, mental ability, numeracy. You will be confused. With a mentor, you will be able to know what exactly to do. If you are a fresher, if you are studying any college, if you are thinking of clearing the civil service in future, I strongly recommend Iconic subscription. Now, if you don't need Iconic subscription, you can go for Plus. It is also a very good offer where we'll be having live classes, tests, unlimited practices, and also structured schedule. All these things, my dear, will be just for 72,000 if you take 2 years subscription. If you are a fresher, go for 2 years subscription. Prices may increase anytime. With my promo code Buddha IAS, all these things will be getting for only 64,000. 64,000 for 2 years. Just 2070 rupees. 2070 rupees per month, my dear students. To get 2 year subscription. Now, then, if you want Iconic, take my promo code and get 2 year subscription just for 96,000. Means per month only 4,000. You will be charged only 4,000. Having realized the importance of optional, We have created optional as a separate entity where we will be teaching almost all the optional. No institution provides all these things. All the options provided in the UPSC will be taught. So, if you are interested, get a subscription at a very, very nominal price. Go for 2 years, where you will be charged only 1,500 per month. For 2 years, just 36,000 means 1,500 per month. My dear students, what are you waiting for? Get a subscription. Be with the leader, be with the winner, you will be a winner. Get a subscription. Having said that, let's start our class. Today, I'll be discussing each and everything which second ARC has said about good governance. All the things. And I will restrict my lecture to just second ARC. Only few areas to make the things clear. I will be using non-second ARC thing where I will explicitly mention that this is not from second ARC. In this course, for the next 1.5 hours, we will be reading only second ARC things. What is given in second ARC report. I may not be in the form of recommendations. Recommendations are very few. But second ARC, to make the concept clear, has taken the pain of explaining the concepts also. So I will be using only second ARC things. As you know, syllabus in fact is based on the second ARC report. Okay, then as you know, to get good marks, you have to internalize the footprints of UPSC. In my course, I'll be covering all the 8 chapters, all the topics, all the previous year questions, and I will be like basing my all my material on the UPSC books. If you want to get 167 marks, first you have to understand the meaning which I have explained. If you have not seen my videos of explaining these things, please see. Half of your work is done if you understand the meaning of the name of the syllabus and also correlating with the preamble of the syllabus. After that, you have to read the things given in the syllabus in a sequential way along with the previous year questions and case studies. All these things I will be doing for you. This paper requires a good comprehension and also good handwriting. I'll be telling how to improve very, very time tested things to increase the comprehension and also writing speed. If you have good comprehension and writing speed, and if you are with me, getting 167 is not a difficult thing. It is possible, can achieve. More than 30 students, as for my knowledge, have taken more than 160 marks in 2019. They can take, you can also take. As you are aware, these are the concepts which are applied to the other things like society and governance. These are the concepts with respect to governance. You need to master all these concepts. Your civil service examination ethics paper is all about this concept application to society and professional and public life. That is it. Today, in this direction, we will be covering government governance, good governance, and ethical governance. Next, I will be covering administration, public administration, civil service, all these things. Once these things are done, we'll jump into the syllabus, we'll solve integratedly all the question, case studies, everything. Let's begin. Good governance concept. I have like intentionally striked off because this is not there in second RC. Everything what I am giving in this lecture are from second RC. Wherever they are not from second RC, I am striking down, saying that it is I have taken from a very very authentic source, but not from second RC. So the concept of good governance is a very very new concept. In fact, it is younger than me. It is born just like 1989, 1992. The concept was propounded by World Bank. The concept is propounded by the World Bank in the study on Sub-Saharan Africa. The study of Sub-Saharan Africa. In 1992, the report entitled Governance and Development also mentioned the concept of good governance. This is the place this is the time from where the concept of good governance began. Is this clear? So, to make you remember, the concept of good governance is very, very young. If you go some 50 years back, this was not there. Its origin is in the reports of World Bank because World Bank was giving a lot of finances to many developing and underdeveloped countries of Africa and also Asia, where it found that the aid which World Bank was giving was not properly utilized. In fact, it was channelized to many things, even for some criminal activities also, terrorist activities. There was no transparency, there was no representation of the people. Say, for example, giving a aid to some African country or Asian country where there is no democracy at all. There is democracy only for the namesake. Say, for example, if they are giving lot of billions of money to Pakistan, what they will do? They will be channelizing that with through the military organization or terrorist organization with the Taliban or Al Qaeda, things like that. So, to avoid those things, World Bank came up with some conditions. It put some like basic things which a country which receives the aid should fulfill. In this regard, the concept of good governance came and it mentioned few things which has to be there to say that that country is governed in a good way. What is good governance? My dear friends, I will tell the gist of the thing. Good governance can be conceptualized in four perspectives. This is also not there in the second ARC, the four perspective. After that, everything comes is the things given in second ARC report. Because I want to make the concept clear, afterwards, I want to take up the things given in second ARC. 1. Good governance can be constructed as aid conditionality prescribed by international lending agencies. Many international lending agencies like World Bank, Asian Development Bank, all these are putting some conditions for giving aid to developing countries or underdeveloped countries. These conditions can be termed as good governance conditions. Aid conditionality is prescribed by international lending agencies. This is one way, one perspective. The other perspective is with respect to the collaborative problem solving. Good governance can be constructed as a collaborative problem solving process. A problem solving process where decision making, problem solving, participation, representation, responsiveness. So, in a collaborative, in a democratic way, how you will solve the problem. That is one way of the thing. The other is quality of governance. Governance is it is a very very broad concept as we have explained. Government is a structure, governance is a process. Governance includes everything according to second ARC again. Governance includes all those things which leads to maximizing the welfare of the people. Governance primarily consists of series of service operations or anything, the things which are done to maximize the welfare of the people constitute governance. Governance is a very, very broad term within which you have got government, non-governmental organization, civil society, market, private organization, everything. If it is affecting and if it is maximizing the welfare of the people, then it will be added in the good sorry, it will be added in the governance. Anything which is increasing the quality of the governance, that you can add in good governance. And the next is with respect to strengthening the democratic values and ethos such as accountability, transparency, responsiveness, rule of law, absence of graft, absence of corruption, all these things. My dear students, when I was a student, when I was preparing for civil service, I often used to get confused with this one. I often used to wonder what is good governance. I used to try to remember all the things. Oh, according to World Bank, six conditions are given. According to UNDP, this is the thing. According to UNICEF, this is the thing. I memorized. No need, my dear friend. See, the four perspective I have given in these things. First one, the conditionality. If you can write that also. Okay. If you don't know the conditions, leave it. The other things, the collaborative problem solving, increasing the quality of the government, and strengthening the democracy. Whatever you want, you can put that and you can say that that is good government. I reiterate, don't try to memorize the definitions, don't try to go behind any of the thing. Anything strengthening the democratic value. What are the democratic values? Accountability, non-partisanship, rule of law, responsiveness, participation, all these things. Increasing the quality of the governance, efficiency, economy, all these things. Decision making, involving people in decision making. You add all these things, this is good. If you forget some, not a problem. Is the concept clear? My dear students, I want to make this point clear, very important, because students often make this mistake. I have given all the definitions, everything. I have gone through all the 15 years report and whatever GRC has said with respect to good governance, I have given in these things, which are useful for ethics paper, which I will be going through. Did you understand the thing? So the concept, is it clear? The whole concept? Okay. We'll discuss that again with respect to some of the recommendation given by some of the important international organization, our own government, all these things. According to second ARC report, from this we'll begin and all the things will be according to second ARC. According to second ARC, the concept of good governance is not new. Second ARC says that the concept of good governance was present in the Arthashastra of the Kautilya itself, where a very, very important like quote they have quoted. In the happiness of his subjects lies his happiness. The king's happiness lies in the happiness of the people. In their welfare, his welfare. So, in the happiness of the people, the happiness of his subject, the happiness of the people, the welfare of the people, king's welfare. Whatever pleases him, he does not consider as good. Whatever like the pleasure things what the king considers not good, he does not consider as good. Whatever pleases him are not considered as good. Then what is good for him? Whatever pleases his subjects, whatever it pleases his subject is considered as good. This is what is good governance all about. And thus at the same time our father of nation has propounded the concept of swaraj. This is also a concept of good governance. So it's not new, it is present. But World Bank gave it a different word for that. As a concept. The concept, I'm saying the concept of good governance, not the word good governance. The concept of good governance was not new. The concept is old itself. Only the word was given, new word. It like beginning 1989 and 1992. World Bank report. This is the beginning, origin, the birth of good governance word. What are the aims of good governance? According to second ARC, good governance aims at providing an environment in which all the citizens, irrespective of their class, caste, gender, can develop to their full potential. Good governance means giving an environment. Good governance aims at, what are the aims? Aims of good government means providing a congenial environment to its citizens to develop their full potential. So it's like giving the environment itself. Say, for example, you have the potential to become some scientist or develop your own thing. Giving those congenial environment for you. Providing public services effectively, efficiently, equitably to the citizens. So two things are the aims of good governance according to second ARC. Internalize them. Providing environment for the full development of an individual and providing public service in a very effective, efficient and equitable manner. These are the aims. Next, the pillar of good governance. According to second ARC, the edifice of good governance rests on the ethos of service to the citizen. Good governance, anything which is relating to, which is serving the citizens, then you have to consider that. Ethics, in that honesty, integrity, and transparency, being honest, following the higher ethical standards, transparency, equity, treating all citizens alike with empathy for weaker section. These are the terms given by second ARC. Ethos, ethics, equity, efficiency, all this, the good governance, the four pillars on which the edifice, the good governance is resting are these things. The ethics of service, the ethics following the honesty, integrity, transparency, equity, efficiency, all these things, the pillars, the four E's. Very easy to remember. Ethos, ethics, equity, and efficiency. Next. See, these are the things as I have told. There is no need for you to remember these things. Just internalize what it is saying. As per UNHR, United Nations Commission on Human Rights, the key attributes of good governance are transparency, responsibility, responsibility, accountability, participation, responsiveness to the needs of the people. These are the things with respect to democracy. So, what was the mistake I was doing is okay, UNHR, transparency, responsibility, accountability, participation, responsiveness. If I forget one, I used to feel okay, forgot, oh, examiner may not give the marks. No, no, nothing like that. Just say according to World Bank, UNHR, UNESCO, and all these things, good governance means write all the four perspectives. What are there with respect to this? Giving the aid, collaborative aid conditionalities, what they put for giving aid, collaborative problem solving, what is needed in collaborative problem solving, how to increase the quality of the governance, and also democratic virtues and ethos. All these things you read, that is the good governance. Next, according to World Bank, same here. This is one of the most often referred and used thing. Even second ARC has also used this one. So according to World Bank, the one which propounded the concept, propounded the concept of World Bank propounded the concept of good governance. So according to World Bank, before World Bank gave some aid, it used to ask for these conditions. These are politically stable. Political stability. Many of the African countries were politically not stable, like Sudan, many Uganda, Ethiopia, all these things. Government effectiveness, which includes quality of policy making and public service delivery. Because many of the countries were not providing the services properly. There was no quality policy making itself. Many of the governments were not accountable. Civil liberties were not there. Human rights violations often used to happen. So, accountability, civil liberty, rule of law, including the protection of the property rights, independence of judiciary, control of corruption, all these things, World Bank listed as the conditions for giving the aid. And if all these things are present, then World Bank said that you have got good governance. So once again, my dear friends, no need to remember them. If you forget few, no need, no nothing to worry. It is not an exclusive list. Say for example, for you to give one analogy is basic structure of the constitution. So all like the basic things with respect to socialist, democratic, republic, independence judiciary, all these things, all these things are very, very important in their basic human rights. So this form the basic structure. If someone asks you tell about the basic structure, you cannot reproduce all of them. You may forget some things. So what are the things? The four criteria what I have given. In the last two are very, very important. Quality of governance and also the democratic virtues. Because you see here accountability, civil liberties, rule of law, independent judiciary, control of corruption, political stability. These are all the things which are there needed for a good democracy. Next, then UNESCAPE, United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific holds that good governance has 8 major characteristics. In fact, this is one of the most widely used and described thing. Widely used and also described. They almost go in length describing participatory, consensus oriented, accountability, transparency, responsiveness, effective and efficient, equitable, inclusive, following the rule of law. So, as I have told, there is no need for you to go through all these things. Just remember the democratic ethos, the democratic values what we have. Like I would have not given these things, I would have told the gist. For two reasons I am mentioning. My sessions in this session are very, very useful session, one of the most useful session because everything related to second year I am giving you. But they will be having lot of text. I am the one who want very, very less text and I want to explain more. But here invariably I have to put because I want to keep the second year thing as it is, comprehensive, and also even students want. Students say that sir, you can escape things you have not told. Not only that, what I feel are important. I have to tell all those things which student also feel that has to be said. Then the dimensions. The dimension according to 11th plan, 11th five-year plan is that good governance should cover the following dimension. That is, as a democratic country, Central feature of good governance is the constitutionally protected right to elect government at various levels in a fair manner. So this is the basic thing. Say for example, if you don't have this dimension, can you think of a good governance? Constitutionally protected right to elect government at various levels in a fair manner with effective participation by all sections of the public. That is the basic. What is the 11th plan is saying is about the democratic, the very basis of democracy. Elections are the festivals of democracy. So elections should be properly conducted and the government should be properly elected. This is one of the important dimension according to 11th five-year plan document. Then what are the barriers of good governance, my dear friends? Please tell me. Please guess what are the barriers of good governance? Can you name any? By now you know what is good governance. What are the barriers for that? According to second ARC, the barriers for good governance are: number one, attitudinal problem of the civil servant. Very, very important, my dear friends. This you have to internalize because these are the things said by second ARC. Attitudinal problems of civil servants. Still, civil servants are thinking as masters. They are not thinking as civil servants. This attitude should change. Have you seen any civil like there are few? Have you seen the attitude in a civil servant as treating the public as their masters? Is your IPS officer, is your collector, is your revenue officer, railway officer, are they treating people as masters? Are they treating people as kings? They are at the service of the people, but they are acting in such a way that they are doing some favor, giving they are giving their rights in that they are acting as giving favors. They act as though they are giving from their own pocket. There is a elitistic look in civil service. This attitude should be changed. Attitudinal problem of civil service. Second one, lack of accountability. Our Modi ji, is he not accountable to the people? Is he not accountable? Our MLA, our MPs, are they not accountable? They are giving programs. From where they are giving? From the money you are giving. Are they accountable to the people? In reality, no. Even the executive, the political executive is not also accountable. And also, the permanent civil servant is also acting in that way. One of the main reason is the cumbersomeness of the procedures, the attitudinal problem of the civil servant. Still, they are having the colonial mindset of masters. And even if they are caught, somehow they are using all the things like maybe the constitutional provisions, they get hold of, they are gone. All agree that corruption is institutionalized in India. Corruption is institutionalized. Is there anyone, like very few exceptions, leave apart the exceptions, who has not faced this corruption activities? Recently, one of the KS officer, Group 1 officer was caught. 500 crores were seized. 500 crores. What is the salary of a group one officer? How can they make that this one? Why they're not accountable? Somehow they are so with the help of the rules, constitutional protection, and also main thing with respect to them is we cannot locate responsibility correctly. We cannot locate them. It is diffused. Many cases the same problem or which comes under different organizations, different departments. So this is also one of the reason they lack accountability. Red tapeism, very important thing. Moving a file in government organization is a very difficult thing. Red tape. Why it is named is previously they used to tie a red tape to the file in the government organization. Somehow now it has changed. Even then the same word. Red tapeism means very slow. It won't move. First of all, the organization is hierarchical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the time it reached there, almost gone. I came across one person. He was saying that he will be stationed in Bangalore just to move the file from one table to another table. Here, somehow, here comes the importance of the peons. They are the persons. He says that if you don't give that, file won't move. It takes very long time, even for very small things. Say for example, there is some pension pending, retirement benefit pending, which is illegal. Even my dear friends, I heard very horrible things. In some departments, even to get your salary, you have to give bribe. Even government officials have to give bribe to another department or the higher department people. Otherwise, file won't move. A thing which might have happened like in 1 week, it will take 1 month. Next is low levels of awareness of rights and duties of the citizens. This is very important. Very important. Low levels of awareness of the rights and duties. Whenever you go to a police station or a hospital, government hospital, or a collector's office, what is your attitude? What is your feeling? Are you feeling as a master or are you feeling as a servant? Many they don't dare even asking or talking to police. They feel like why for me? He's your servant. Why is that? Because of the ignorance, lack of awareness of the rights and duties. They're afraid that police will beat. They don't have any right to beat you. Since you have not questioned, they are beating you. You have got every right. Social auditing, right to information. You can go and ask. You can with just 10 rupees. You can go and get the information relating to a government official, even with respect to these properties. You can go and get what exactly how much the amount of money has been spent on a project. You can ask what the government official has done in the last 1 month. You are not aware of those things. Citizens charters have been formulated. You are not aware of those things. Very low awareness of the rights and duties of citizens is one of the biggest barrier for good governance. Next is ineffective implementation of the laws and rules. There are laws and also there are rules, but they are not implemented properly. Laws means which are formed by the legislature. Rules means which are framed by the executive. Laws will be made in a broader way to make them applicable. Rules are made by the executive within the framework of the law. There is no proper implementation of the things, just they are in the books. These are very, very important, my dear friends. So please internalize these things. One is attitudinal problem, second is lack of accountability, third is red tapeism, fourth is lack of awareness, third is fifth is poor implementation. These are the barriers of good governance according to second ARC. Is this clear? So there are many other things. Second ARC has pointed these things. You should be aware of these things. Next, what are the necessary preconditions of the good governance? Second ARC has put this as the preconditions. If you want good governance, you should have all these things. What are they? According to second ARC, number one is re-engineering process to make governance citizen-centric. So these are we are talking about the necessary tools for good governance. What are the tools required to make for the good governance? One is re-engineering the processes to make the governance citizen-centric. There are ample of procedures, rules, regulations. They're very, very difficult to follow. They're there for the only namesake, law sake. They're not citizen centric, means they are not taking into consideration the citizens, what citizen wants. They're not framed around the citizen for his welfare. So there should be re-engineering of the whole processes. All laws, rules, regulations should be redrawn, keeping people at the center, public interest at the center. Next, adaptation of appropriate modern technology. This is very important. Adaptation of modern technology. Somehow we are moving. E-governance. Just by one click, just by one message, 1 million people will get information about the rain. By just one message, 1 million people can come to know what exactly the government policies are. By using modern technology like information technology and many other things, there is no need for you to go to police station and give complaint. You can file the complaint here. You have to make use of those things. Distribution of the goods. Make the things. Latest technologies we have to use. By that we can reach larger number of people efficiently, effectively, and at low cost. Right to information, very, very important. Right to information, why is it needed? In democracy, people are sovereign, people are king. They have got all the right to know what is servant doing. So right to information. You can go and ask collector what you are doing. Collector how much money, like say for example 100 crore have come. What you have done with that? You said that you have spent 1,000 crores on building road. Where are the vouchers? Show me the vouchers. Right to information. Citizens charter should be there for good governance. These are important tools. Right to information, citizen charter. Citizen charter is one which specify the standards of service provided. Any government organization, if it is providing service, it has to specify the standard, the quality, quantity with which it is providing. And also, if it doesn't provide those services, what is the way out? What are the redressal mechanisms? It has to mention. independent evaluation of the services. So government will be providing services. You have to evaluate the services. Independent evaluation, that too independent evaluation, because it leads to conflict of interest. Say for example, X. X is a person who is providing the services, and also the X is the same person who will be evaluating the things. Then can he found out anything? Independent evaluation of the services. Say for example, municipality, garbage picking, water, providing water, all these things. So don't assign this work for government official or the municipality of that area. Assign this work to some external agency, independent organization. Then only independent evaluation will be there. And this evaluation should be based on keeping people as at the center. This evaluation should fulfill the criteria of satisfaction of the people. Whether these services have given the choice, voice to the citizens, grievance redressal mechanisms. Government is providing the services. What if it is not providing the services properly? What if some people are having problem in accessing those things? How? What is the mechanism for redressal of these grievances? There should be proper grievance redressal mechanisms. Active citizens participation, that is public private partnership. Say you might have seen in many countries of southern India, whenever like there is a PPT model of roads which has been like very popular. The roads are very good. Say for example, previously people from Bangalore to nearby areas like Kolar or Tumkur, about 60 to 70 kilometers, it used to take 1.5 hours. Now they can reach these areas by just 50 minutes because road developed in PPT model. Here in PPT model, both public and private are putting all their resources where both mutual benefited will be mutually benefited. So these are the necessary tools for good governance. Is this clear? So in the examination, if they ask like what are the tools for good governance, you have to write. Previously, we have discussed about the necessary preconditions. Here, these are the necessary tools. Next, second ARC says that there is a need for promoting the best practices. There is a need to promote the good practices of the good governance. Center to promote good governance practices should be there. Our government system is incapable of institutionalizing the best practices from our own country or elsewhere. So it is saying that, like say for example, one example I would like to give. When I was in Hyderabad, there was a place. There used to be a place in many wards and other areas where municipality used to provide the space where all the people, if they are not using any of the things, they can place those things here. It may be a cloth, shirt, anything, any valuable item, sofa, bed. You might have seen, my dear friends, many people are without bed, blanket. They're like like they will be shivering with minimum lack of minimum facilities. At the same time, there are many who don't know how to dispose their old clothes, bed sheets, beds. So don't you think this is a best practice? Don't you think you have many things at home which you don't want? At the same time, you don't want to throw. For years they have been there. Don't you think practices like this will be very useful for that? India is one of the very, very important thing. We have got a weakness in our governance system. Our incapacity. We are not capable of institutionalizing the best practices which we already have. There are many collectors, many government organizations, many places, many states, many districts have come up with best practices. So that have not been institutionalized. So we have to institutionalize those things. So there is a need of conscious effort to identify, document these things. For this, central government says that there is a need of setting up of institutions and centers of good governance, which would allow an excellent way to innovate and replicate the practices. Center for Good Governance is, don't you think this is a very good idea? So this center will somehow like collect all the good governance practices, and these centers and institutions of good governance would set up and upgrade one of the should be any, if it is not possible, take up some national institution and upgrade it to the center of excellence, give the job of that. So this is a very, very important thing. There are many good and best practices happening around us, but we are not capable. This is our weakness of institutionalize these things. So some measures have to be found for this. Next, according to second ARC, this is one of the like thought-provoking recommendation. Says that an integrated index to measure the quality of governance has not been evolved so far. So an integrated index, integrated which is including everything, an integrated index to measure the quality of the governance has not been evolved. One of the defects. If you don't have the index, if you don't have a standard, how can you compare? How will you get the feedback? How will you collect the data? On what basis you will improve? When you say that something is right and other thing is bad, you should have some standard. We don't have integrated index. In the absence of any such index, only indirect conclusions can be drawn about the standards of the government. So, second ARC says that there is a need of integrated index for good governance. Very important. I hope like these things you have not heard. So, one is institutionalize the things by opening the centers of good governance. Another important recommendation, which generally not given in any book, is this one. Develop an index, integrated index to measure the quality of government has quality of the governance, because we don't have this index, and only measuring the things with indirectly won't help us to a greater extent. Is this clear? Next, according to second ARC, rapid economic growth, the things very important, my dear students, very, because all the things I am taking from second ARC report, this may be a bit lengthy, but they are important. So what I recommend you is take a pen and paper. Don't write all these things. This will be there. I will be providing PDF. Write the cream, the gist of the things. According to second ARC report, rapid economic growth, increasing literacy, improved health indices point towards improving governance standards. Very important. So otherwise, if this word would have not been there, you would be in confusion. If someone asks, like, how can you say that governance standards are increasing? How will you say that? What are the indicators of saying of the good governance? How can you say that there is an improvement in governance? These are the things. In India, we have got rapid economic growth, increasing literacy, improved health indices. Similarly, you can add other things. So are showing that there is improving governance standards. At the same time, poor image of the government, poor image of the government, image itself, poor image of the government in the minds of larger section of the society point towards inefficient and ineffective administration. So, what is the bad thing? Bad governance. Good governance with respect to those things. Good standards with respect to the mindset, the image of government in the minds of the people says that it is inefficient and ineffective administration. All this highlight the need for sustainable reforming our government system. Is this clear? So one of the indicator which shows that there are many things which are we are lacking with respect to good governance is the image, the poor image of the government in the minds of larger sections of the people. Improving government standards that we can say, we have seen with the economic growth, increasing literacy, health condition, all these things. For all these things, we can like add on with respect to mortality, all these things, life expectancy, all those things we can write. So ethical governance. This is a very important chapter, and in fact, this has been asked in UPSC. UPSC has directly asked one question previously. Just it what it has. What do you understand by governance? Good governance and ethical governance. What do you understand by this? So the literature about good governance is very scanty. So what I have done is, though I had many resources with respect to ethical governance, I found them conflicting. These are simply like general, simple, common sense propositions what they are putting. So keeping all of them aside, which I will be teaching and telling you afterwards. Now, I want to give you the cream. Only what second ARC has said. I have gathered all the things which second ARC said in all their reports, and I am putting these things here. I'll just sum up the things. What is ethical governance? Second ARC, according to second ARC, what it says, this is very important, please concentrate. Ethical governance. According to second ARC, presence of corruption. Corruption shows that there is lacking ethical governance. Corruption and ethical governance cannot be together. Means, in fact, the fourth report of the second ARC, ethics in governance, 90% of the things they talk about only corruption. How to reduce corruption, causes for corruption, all these things. So, if in the examination, if they ask how to increase ethical and moral standards in governance, please write all the things because you are well versed with the corruption, because we have been learning, writing, reading about corruption, problems of corruption since our childhood. How you decrease corruption? What are the things you will be doing to decrease corruption? Will be the reasons to improve ethical governance. How you make, how you reduce corruption, how you eliminate corruption is how you make the government ethical. First and foremost, ethical governance according to second ARC is one is absence of corruption. Because second ARC says that presence of corruption is the indication of lack of ethics. Very important. So if a society has lot of corruption, then what is the indication? There is no ethical governance. Is it clear? This is the this is the thing around which your whole thing should be concentrated. My dear students, I have gone through like many things. In fact, from morning I searched almost nearly like 4 5 hours because of even before like I have taught many batches. I'm not able to find exactly what is the thing. I will be telling what I mean after collecting other things. At this juncture, I don't want to sell because I want to have only second ARC. What is second ARC saying? Afterwards, like when we take up ethics in governance, all these things, we'll discuss those things, my ideas, according to some reports, all these things. As of now, second ARC, according to second ARC, if there is ethics in the government, there won't be corruption. If there is corruption, there won't be ethics. Is this point clear? You can correlate the way you want. So, how to increase ethics in government? How to make the governance ethical? Decrease the corruption. What are the causes for lack of ethics? Reasons for corruption. The same way, like these are very opposite things. So, one's advantage, you are writing in disadvantage like that. Cause and effect relationship. That is one point. Second, it says that one point is with relating to corruption. Second, somehow it has used in a positive sense. One negative sense with respect to corruption. Second is rule of law. Rule of law. Who is ruling? Law is ruling. So following the rules and regulations. All should follow the rules and regulations. Equality before law and equal protection of the. So rule of law. These are the two things. According to second ARC, ethical governance. Where is it? Ethical governance is equal to lack of corruption plus presence of rule of law. If you read all the material, all the reports, you won't get anything more than this. Directly, it has said it has taken the criterias which World Bank, second has taken the criterias of the World Bank, which has given six things. In this, two important things, that is rule of law and absence of graft, that is absence of corruption, are of direct importance and relevance to ethics. Is this clear? Point number one. It is not over, still not over. These are very important thing. This is the thing ethical governance. And afterwards, write all the things which you have studied, which you have discussed with respect to good governance. In that, importance should be given to these two. Is it clear? So, second ARC has almost equated ethical governance to good governance. In that, important thing is there should be lack of corruption and also there will be rule of law. That he has used for lack of graft. Is this clear? Let me explain the things in the words of second ARC. So, according to second ARC, has taken World Bank's things. Six perceived government qualities measures are voice and accountability, absence of political instability, violence, government effectiveness, reasonableness of regulatory burden, rule of law, and absence of graft. So these are the things of like quality governance. Of these, second ARC words, of these, rule of law and absence of graft are the most directly significant in the context of ethical governance. rule of law, and absence of graft. Absence of graft means you can take the absence of corruption. Next, it says that it further explains. These are the words of second ARC. Rule of law measures whether crime is properly punished or not. Rule of law measures enforceability of the contracts, extent of black market, enforceable rights property, extent of law evasion, judiciary's independence, ability of the business and the people to challenge the government action in the court of law. So, for ethical governance, you have to write all these things. They should be properly. So, what are the things you have to do for making the government ethical? Rule of law. In that, you have to say like properly enforced. Contracts should be properly enforced. There should not be black market. Enforceable rights property. Tax evasion, all these things should not be there. Judicial independence should be there. People should be able to challenge the actions of the government in the court. By doing all these things, it will lead to ethical governance. See, the whole concept is rule of law. Second ARC says that rule of law measures these things. So you can put in this way. Is this clear for you? Next, what is the another thing? Second ARC says that absence of graft. According to second ARC, absence of graft measures relative absence of corruption among the government. Relative absence of corruption in government, political and bureaucratic officials. Relative absence of bribes related to securing permits and licenses. Of corruption in judiciary. Of corruption that scares off the foreign investors. So you can write absence of all these things leads to ethical governance. Is it not simple? Any doubt with respect to these things? Next, ethical governments and corruption. I have already explained this. Please internalize the first one. Corruption is an important manifestation of failure. This word is very, very important. If the whole, you can write all the answers with respect to like ethical governance with this word. Ethics in governance, you have to mention this one invariably. So it says that corruption is an important manifestation of failure of ethics. So corruption is equal to failure of ethics. So to succeed ethics, corruption should fail. That is the thing. That is the logic on which your answer should be. Why I'm stressing this is like while I was reading the whole second ARC report, I was searching where is the concept related to ethics? Where is the concept related to ethics? It was written in a very, very few pages. Everything I read, like I have written a complete book on that one. All the topics I have covered. But there is only one chapter with respect to ethics, what second ARC has said with respect to ethics, all these things. But all other things, they're dealing only with respect to corruption. Ethics in governance means is dealing with corruption related things. How to make the government ethical? Write all the practices to reduce corruption. Point number one. Second, with respect to rule of law. That is it. Moving forward, The theme of ethical governance is closely connected with the menace of corruption in public life. The theme of corruption, the theme of ethical governance is closely related with the menace of corruption in public life. There cannot be, as I have explained, there cannot be corruption and also ethical governance at the same time. Both are incompatible. Both are enemies. They cannot stay together. Hence, imperative need for taking effective anti-corruption measures, and it is an area which concerns all the organs of the state. So it is not only applicable to one, it is applicable to all the organs. Is this clear? Any doubt for you with respect to these things? Any doubt? Okay. Let me explain the things in a brief, what all we have read. Just I'll brief the things afterwards. If you have, you can. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Number one, government. It is a structure consisting of three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Is it okay? Governance. Anything done to increase or maximize the welfare of the people. In this thing, decision making, formulation of the decisions, and also implementation of the decisions. For this, you can add like all the mechanisms, processes, institutions, all these things. Also, you can write vision, effectiveness, redress of the grievances, all these things. Good governance, all the things which increase the democratic value would be taken as good governance. Participation, effectiveness of the things, rule of law, absence of graft, independent judiciary. In democracy, what are the things? Accountability, right to information, stable government, all these things. Here, very, very important thing. No need for you to memorize. Just have some like 8 to 10 important things needed for good governance. Right, according to World Bank, UN, all these things, good governance means you can't remember all these things. Write some 5 to 6. That is enough. Ethical governance almost is equal to all the things present in good governance. But there are two important things. One is rule of law, and another thing, absence of corruption. Here, very important thing, ethics is equal to absence of corruption. Second ARC is telling this. Say you like the same thing. Corruption is an important manifestation of failure of ethics. If there is corruption, no ethics. If there is ethics, there is no corruption. In this line, you can write any answer. Is this clear? Any doubt? My dear students, today, like as many of you are writing the examination, I would like to discuss, like previously I couldn't, mains, mains examination. This is a mains topic. In mains, you have got question come answer booklet or answer come question booklet. Why they have given? Previously, we used to have, like previously, what was the thing is, we used to have a small booklet, half of the A4 size thing, like pamphlets. That will be of like one side, half of the A4 size. Questions will be used to be there. In the answer sheet, nothing like page number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on used to be there. So whenever we take up question number one, we used to write question number one, we used to answer. After that, okay, some things we are not getting. Okay, then like question number five, I know well. So we used to write question number five, and we used to write those things. Afterwards, like okay, question number three, seven, like that we used to write. After that, we have to enter all these things in the first page. We used to enter these things. Question number one, page number one. Question number five, page number two. Question number three, page number three. Question number seven, page number four, like this. This was the thing. Now, what they have done is all the things. First page, question will be there. Next, second. Next, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Already questions are printed. What you have to write is below this, you have to write the answer. Why I am telling this? This is a very, very important thing. This, after a lot of research, after a lot of deliberation, in fact, I was the first person to tell why is this system, why they have made this. Previously, no one was aware. I discussed many top faculties and everything. Why they introduced this one? Very, very important, my dear friends, though especially for those who are writing. Previously, when this was the system, so previously when this was the system, take a different color. So when this was the system, question number one, question number two, three. Say for example, there are 10 questions. All these things used to be corrected by one person. Examiner, say for example, Raghu, my name. So I used to correct all the questions written by one individual. Now, this is not the case. After question come answer booklet has come, I will be correcting only question number one of 100 people. So now I will be correcting only question number one. Question number two will be corrected by another lecture. Professor will be correcting. Question number three, Brunal sir will be correcting. All the students. Question number 10 of all the students will be corrected by one person. Are you getting this one? So what is the why they have made this? What is the implication? What is the take home? So in previously when this was the state, like always we were trying first question. I have to write very very good one because examiner will be carrying the same impression. Some of the questions which I don't know we can write afterwards. Here now after question come answer booklet that thing has gone. Is this thing clear? Question number 10 will be corrected by a different person. Why they have done this one? To decrease the subjectivity. Decrease the subjectivity. Normally, like say for example, there will be 10,000 fellows who will be writing. In that, 50% will be Hindi people. Generally, hypothetical thing. Some will be like regional language. So, why I said is, if only one person will be correcting the one question number one of all the students, subjectivity will decrease. He will be evaluate all the people in a similar way. Is it in scientific? This is not known to many people. In fact, I was the first person to tell all the students in the whole India. After this, why I'm saying this is very, very important. Otherwise, students will be thinking first I have to write these questions which I don't know, which I know properly. I want to impress. No. If you write first question first or if you write last question first, it doesn't make any difference. There will be entirely different teachers who will be correcting. Is this clear? So don't be under the conception that first question I have to write very good. Don't waste your time there. That is point number one. Point number two, most of the students have a problem. They feel that in question number one, like I have written almost same answer. In question number two, almost I have given the same example. In question number three also, I used almost nearby same examples. Examiner will come to know that I have written the I have repeated the same thing. There's no use of that because this question is independent. This question is independent. Is this clear? First and foremost, very important thing after question come answer booklet has come. Each question you have to think as independent. Why I'm saying this specifically is in our ethics paper we hardly have 36 concepts. In that almost like as I said, everywhere ethics will come, accountability will come, everywhere norms, values, all these things come. Don't feel that the same thing I am repeating. That is a different question. This is a different question. The order of writing doesn't make any difference. Is this clear? Any doubt with respect to these things? If someone is writing mains, you please tell them. Otherwise, in ethics, most of the students they always tell me this, sir. I felt that for all the questions I wrote the same answer because for all the things it is asking about ethics. In your whole paper, you have got only three things. In importantly, that is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. They'll be asked in a different way, different thing. So you have to write the same thing. First question, second question, entirely different. The person who will be correcting that will be correcting that as a first question, and also that will be corrected by a different person. That is the reason why UPSC is wasting that many papers and they is giving that. Previously, it was not the thing. After writing the thing, sir, we used to get up and ask, sir, I want additions. Sir, I want additions. There will be some people, they always used to take additions like anything. A lot of papers would have been saved. Why UPSC is doing like this? Mainly because this one, to reduce subjectivity. If single person is correcting the answers of all the people, one question, one teacher, then subjectivity will decrease. So what is the take home for you? Is take each question independently. That question is different, this question is different. Don't think that first question will be corrected first, second will be then. Don't spend a lot of time there. One of the student was afraid like, sir, first two questions I answered very bad. So I am afraid that third question also examiner may think like that. No, it is not like that. Is the concept clear? I'll explain this once again with like table and lot of analysis. Till then, confirm this. Any doubts with respect to the things? So this is one of the very very important class where I have covered everything what second ARC has told about governance, good governance and ethical governance. If you have any doubt, please let me know. I will clarify all those things in my next session. Anything, don't hesitate. Message me. I will clarify in the next session, if not in the same session. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Use my promo code Buddha IAS and get 10% discount. And also, at my Telegram group where I will be providing the things. Let's crack UPSC Civil Service examination with Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Happy learning with Unacademy.